Hello and welcome to WordPress User TV. In this episode, I'll be showing you step by step how I managed to create this layout. So if you'd like to use this layout in your own projects, no problem. All you have to do is to download it and use it in your own project. This is a new Divi 3.0 tutorial on how to make a WordPress website. Now, if you follow along step by step, you will learn quite a lot of tips and techniques on how to use Divi. If you're brand new to WordPress and web design, I've got you covered because this channel is all about helping you create awesome websites. So I have these two courses, the WordPress course and also the Divi course, which I will give you absolutely free if you buy your hosting through my affiliate link, which I will link in the show notes below. Or if you buy Divi itself, the membership, I will also give you this full course absolutely free. All you have to do is to drop me an email with the reference number or the receipt number, and I'll be very happy to give you access to the course. So that's the easiest way you can get access to this full training. Okay, so without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let me show you how I managed to create this layout step by step. Okay, so here we are in the WordPress admin dashboard. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to create a brand new page. So I'm going to come over here to pages, click on add new. So you can call your page whatever you want, but I'm just going to call mine vlog. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on use the Divi builder, and I'm going to go straight into the visual builder. Right, so the first thing you want to do here is to add a full width section. So I'm going to click this plus button here, click on full width, and what we need here is the full width header. So I'm going to select it. Right, so you can now go ahead and add your title. So I'm just going to copy some lorem text here for my title, because we're trying to make this tutorial as easy to follow as possible. So by wasting a lot of time typing, I can just copy and paste this lorem text. But if you are using this for your own designs, you can actually put the text that you need in this area. Okay, right, so I'm going to come over here to my button text. I'm going to say watch video. Okay, right, so we can see here that our page is starting to take shape. We need to add some text in the content area. So I'm going to paste it here like that. Okay, so that's looking good. Now we can go in and customize in the design. Right, so let's go into the design tab. So in here, you can start off by clicking on layout. So our logo text left, that's fine. Make full screen. Yes, we'd like this to be full screen. And this will look better once we add our background image. So I'll show you how to do that. Right, so let's come over here to the text. So our text alignment here is all fine. In fact, let's not make any customizations here, because if I change my text to light, we won't be able to see it on this light background. So let me go ahead and save for now. And I'm going to come over here into the section settings and add a background image. So the tab I'm looking for here is the third tab. So I'm going to click this plus button here. And my image that I'm going to use is already in my media library. So if you're doing this from scratch, you need to come over here to upload files and navigate to where all your files are on your computer. So I'm going to select mine. As I mentioned, it's already in my media library. Click on upload an image. Right, so we can see now that our image is in the background. So for now, I'm just going to leave everything as it is. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and save. Now we can go in and customize our text. In fact, before we do that, let's delete this section because we don't need it. So I'm just going to delete the section, and now we have this covering our whole page. So I'm going to come over here into my module settings, click on the design tab, and this is the time now to change the colors of the text. Right, so I'm going to come over here to text, click on dark, change that to light. Okay, so now we can see it on this dark background. So I'm going to come over here to title text, and I'm going to choose a font. Let's go with Monstrat. Right, okay, cool. So I'm going to make it all caps, and we're going to make it bigger, nice and big, say 46. But now here's the thing. We would like to have different sizes on different devices. So I'm going to come over here to this little icon here and click on the tablet. And now you can see that this is way too big. So let's reduce that slightly to about, say, 30. Okay, in fact, even lower. Let's have it in one line. Okay, so 28 on the tablet. Click on the smartphone tab, and let's reduce that to, in fact, this looks Actually, no, let's have it at 18 or 19. Okay, so we have this title all in one line, so that's cool. Okay, let's go back to our desktop view. Now we can come over here to our text title color. So you can go in and customize your colors here if you want, but for now we're going to leave this as it is because we're going to add our color palette later on. Okay, so the next we need to go into the subhead. So let's click on the subhead text, and again we're going to increase this because this is the subhead, and we're going to choose our font, and it's Monstrat, just to keep the consistency. Right, so here it is, and okay, so that's looking good. 26, I think 26 is fine. Okay, so we may need to come and adjust these as we go along. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that as it is, and then just come over here as well. And on the tablet view, you can see now it's very important to keep checking your other views, because if you don't, you'll fall into this problem here. You can see our line height is not set correctly. So I'm going to come over here and just increase it a bit. I think 1.2 is, or 1.3 is fine. Okay, and 18, I think 18 is okay too. Right, on the smartphone, let's reduce that. That's way too big. Okay, and for the smartphone, I'm going to make it bold. No, in fact, that's too much. Okay, let's leave it at 19. Right, so let's go on to the content text. Again, same thing. We're going to change the font. And then we're going to come here and, oh, in fact, I'm in the wrong mode, but that's fine. I'm going to come back here into my desktop. So let's increase this. I'd say about 18 is fine. And then we need to adjust the line height. Right, so 1.5 seems okay. All right, so that's good. Now, there's one important thing we need to do. You can see that this line is way too long and this doesn't look nice. So let's fix that right now. So I'm going to come over here and search for max text width. Okay, and let's start off by adding 600 and see how that looks. Right, that's much better. See, so all our information now is right here in this dark area, which is exactly what we need. Okay, so let's get rid of this max. Right, so let's come over here and let's go into button 1 and make some adjustments to that. So we're going to come over here, and so we're going to activate use custom styles for button. Now this allows us to get all these options for us to customize our button. All I'm going to do here is to make this bold and all caps. So in fact, this looks quite cool. You can leave it as it is, or you can add a color. Let me just show you how to add the color. So I'm going to come over here to background 1, button 1 background. Let's choose this nice orange, and let's just make sure that we don't have a border. So the button is on its own. So already you can see that it's quite easy to make customizations to this button. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm going to go ahead now and save. Okay, that's the first part of our main header section. Okay, so what we need to do now is to add a new section. So I'm going to click this plus button here, and this time it's just going to be a regular section. But now we are going to need 4 columns. So I'm going to select that. And in those columns, we're going to need some video modules. So I'm just going to add video like that. And we need our URL. So I'm going to come over here to my YouTube channel. And by the way, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'll recommend that you subscribe, because you'll be notified when we release new videos similar to what you're seeing today. Okay, so make sure you subscribe. Okay, so I've just copied my link here, right here. I've just copied it. So I'm going to come back over here and paste it in here like that. Okay, so in a moment, this video is now showing, but we're not done yet, because we can actually make this look even much better. Right, so what you want to do is to come over here to overlay, right? Click upload, and now we can choose these files that are these images that I added earlier on. So I'm going to choose this first one here and select upload an image, and just look at how beautiful that looks now. Okay, so that's fantastic. So that's what we're going to do for the rest of the videos. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and save. Right, so next I'm going to add another row. So I'm going to click and I'm going to select this single row, because this time we need a text module. So I'm going to select my text, and I'm just going to call this adventure vlog. Okay, so this is going to be our titles for our different sections. Okay, so now that I've got that, let's go into design and let's start customizing it straight away. So I'm going to come here into text, and my orientation is fine. I'm just going to make it all caps, and I want to make it slightly bigger. Right, so I'll say 20. Okay, and then I'm going to increase the letter spacing like that. Yeah, that looks beautiful. Okay, excellent. So that's looking fine. So what I'm going to do next is to add a background to this. So I'm going to save it for now. I'm going to come over here to my row settings, click on background, and I'm going to add a background color. So the color I'm going to add is this black. And then I'm going to come over here to design, and we're going to add some spacing. So let's add some custom padding to the left. So let's start off with, say, 40. Yeah, 40 looks fine. So I'll leave that at 40. And I'm going to go ahead and save. In fact, before I save, we need to decide how wide this is going to be. So I might as well fix that before I exit out of these row settings. For that, what I'm going to do is sizing. We're going to make this custom width, right? But now we need to choose percentage, and let's set this to 90%. Okay, so that's fine, 90%. So now I'm going to go ahead and save. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to drag this to the top. Okay, cool. So now that has worked. So let's do the same here. Let's go into our row settings. First of all, we're going to add a background color to the whole row. So we're just going to make it all black like that. And let's go into design, click on sizing. And we also need to make this 80% because that's very important to match what we have on the top. So I'm going to come over here to use custom width, change this to percentage, and we're going to make it 90%, just like what we did earlier on. Okay, so use gutter width. Yes, but this time we're going to set it to 2. Okay, because that just increases the gaps between the videos, and you'll see once we've done that. Okay, and then finally, what we need to do is to add some padding to the left here, so that our video is in line with our title. Okay, so to do that, we're going to come over here to spacing, and then we're going to add 40 as we did before. Okay, so that's looking cool. But now for this, we need to add 40 to the right as well, because this whole row is going to have videos. Okay, so I've added another 40 there. So let's save. So what I'm going to do now is to add another module. So I'm going to click this plus button here, and I'm going to search for text. Okay, so I'm going to come here, copy my text. So this text is just going to work as a description under the video. Okay, so I'm just going to paste it here like that. Okay, so that's looking good. And then in fact, what we may need to do here is just to highlight the top line first and make it bold. Okay, so yeah, that's looking quite nice. All right, so let's save this. Okay, so just to save me a lot of time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this across to the other 3 columns. So I'm just going to come over here, copy, paste, paste, paste. Now you see how fast that is. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just pressing Command C because I'm using a Mac, but if you're on a PC you need to use Control C and then come over here and do a Control V. Okay, so that's how I'm doing it here, and you can see how fast it is. So this is how you can actually use Divi's shortcuts to work really, really fast. So what you want to do next is to come over here and change the images in these videos. So I'm going to come over here, click upload. So this one's going to be a different one. And then I'm just going to continue doing this until I am done with all of them. Fantastic. Okay, so that's looking good now. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to duplicate these 2 rows. So I'm going to come over here, click this duplicate button, and then I'm going to do the same with the videos. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because we're also going to have videos right here on the bottom, and we're going to need a title for each section. So that's why we're duplicating this. So we're just making our job much, much easier. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time, like that. And then I'm just going to drag this and then change the titles. Okay, so that's looking good. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add this design element where we're going to have this whole section here into this image. So we can achieve that by doing a negative margin. So I'm going to come over here to my row settings, click advanced, custom CSS, and then on the main element, you need to paste this CSS code. So now you've seen that when I just pasted it, this has now moved into our top image area. And that really brings a really cool design. So I'm really pleased with that. So I'm going to go ahead now and save. Okay, so next what we need to do is we need to come over here to our section settings, click on background. And over here, we can also add a background, but this time it's going to be a light gray or slightly lighter than what we have there. So, but then again, you know, if you need to add a different color altogether, you can always play around with these different colors. So you can see that could actually work as well, but it's all up to you what you're going to use. But for now, we're just going to use this gray. Oops, I'm not sure what happened there. Let's do it one more time. All right, so we're going to drag this down. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save. Okay, so this is now starting to really take shape. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add more images to these modules So I'm going to click the first one here, click on overlay, upload. So our next section is about cars. So this is my first image here, click upload. Now, what makes this look really nice is the fact that if you use different images and really nice images, it really brings the design to life, because what makes these designs or web designs look really good is very good images and also brilliant typography. And also you just need to keep it simple. Excellent, right. And then all you have to do now is to come to this section and call it car vlog. You know, it doesn't have to be complicated. So car vlog is fine. And then finally here, we're going to add some more images. So let's go into the settings, click on overlay, upload. And this is a tech section. So I'm going to add my 4 images in here. Excellent. Okay, so that's looking really good. So what I'm going to do here is to just quickly go in here and change the title. So this is going to be technology. Okay, excellent. Right, so I'm really pleased with how it's looking so far. So let's go ahead now and add another row. So let's click this plus button here, single row. And what we're going to need in this first row is a text module. So I'm just going to search for text, add my text module. And then here is where you can add your call to action. Okay, so I'm going to come over here into my design tab, click on text, and this time we need it centered. Okay, and let's make it slightly bigger. I think 28 is fine. And we're also going to change our font to Montserrat. Okay, so that's looking good. What we may need to do as well here is to add a bit more space between this row and the bottom one. So let's save and let's go into the row settings. So I'm going to click on my row settings, click on design, sizing, and no, in fact, it's spacing. Right, so padding top, or in fact, margin top, I'll say 100. No, that's a bit too much. Let's try 80, or in fact 70. Okay, that's looking fine. Let's save. Okay, next we need one more. So we're going to add this row, single row, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to add a contact form. So ideally your call to action here needs to be, if you'd like to be notified when we post new videos, you know, sign up below or something along those lines. So if you don't want this message area, you can always delete it here. So now all you're collecting is the name and email address. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come to the background, form background color, and let's choose a color right here. So in fact, we can make this look not too far from the background, like that. So let's go into our form field. Okay, so right now it's at 14. We can increase that. You can see now as I pull this slider, we're actually increasing the contents of the form. So I like it at 18, nice and big. Okay, now next what I'm going to do here is I'm also going to add a border. So my border is going to be 1 pixel, like that. Click on use border, and then you can choose your color. So my border color, I'm just going to make this a really light gray, like that, just enough for the form to be visible. Okay, so you can see now that's already taking shape. Now let's go to button, click use custom styles for button, and let's customize our button as well. So button text color, we can make it white. In fact, how do we do our button here? Okay, so let's make it orange just to keep that consistency. Button background color, no, the button background color is the orange, and then the text is white. Is that right? Yep, that's it. Okay, so let's scroll down and let's add our font. Okay, let's make it all bold, like that. So that's looking good. And let's remove our border. Okay, so that's looking really, really good. So, right, so fantastic. So what we can do here is to add some more text in here, just to give it a bit more context. So I'm going to save changes for now, and then I'm going to come back into my text module. Okay, I'm going to click this gear icon to access my settings. Now I'm going to make this a heading. I don't like the way this formatting has gone on, so I'm just going to delete all that. Okay, come over here and let's copy this text one more time. Okay, like that. We're going to come in here and paste it. Okay, I think we need a bit more. Let's copy a bit more. Like that. Okay, so that's looking better. So what we're going to do here is we're going to select this text and make it a heading. So I'm just going to add my tag for my heading. So that's going to be, let's try H2. Like that. And then this one needs to be tag H2 as well. So now we've got a heading and we've got this text here. Okay, so let's go into our text. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add some line height. Okay, so that's much better. Let's decrease that. It's a bit too much. Right, so that's much better. Okay, so I think our form is looking fine. Let's go ahead and save. Okay, so we're almost done. So we're going to do one final really cool trick. So we are going to add some parallax to this large image here. Okay, to make it look a bit more interesting. So I'm going to come over here to section settings, click on background, and make sure you've chosen this third tab because this is the images tab, and then you need to activate use parallax effect. Okay, so there's two types, there's true parallax and there's also CSS. So with this one, in fact, this is my favorite. Now look what's happening here as I'm scrolling up. I think that's a really, really cool effect. Okay, let's try CSS. Okay, now with CSS, the background image stays where it is, and then the whole section just comes up like that. Okay, so it's up to you which one you can choose. They both look really, really cool. So I'm just going to go and use true parallax. I prefer this subtle parallax. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to save. Just make sure everything's working okay. So it looks like everything is fine. So all you have to do now is to save the page. So I'm going to come out right here at the bottom, click my expand settings, and click publish. Right, so now that my page is published, I can now exit the Visual Builder. Right, so let's scroll one more time and see how this looks. Awesome. So this is how to make a WordPress website using Divi and WordPress. As I mentioned before, if you'd like to design your own websites that look really, really professional, I have a course which is called Divi Blueprint 3. This course has everything that you need to design professional looking websites, and you get to learn how Divi actually works. And also, if you're brand new to web design, I also have a WordPress course which will give you everything that you need to know on how WordPress works. So all you have to do is to purchase your hosting through my affiliate link, and the company that I'm promoting is called InMotion Hosting. They are fantastic. I use them myself. Their service is very, very good. So I really highly recommend them. So, and also the platform that I use to design my websites is Divi, and as you can see, you can design really beautiful looking websites, using Divi. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. By doing so, you'll be notified every time I produce new videos. And make sure you click on the bell notification. Even better, if you go to diviuniversity.com, make sure you subscribe to the mailing list, because by doing so, I can also send you emails on extra goodies, downloads, or even notifications on live training. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, see you soon.